Hi, everyone. I'm Dr. Kate Landeck. I'm your history professor for this semester, fall 2020. I'm very happy to have you in class this semester and looking forward to us having a chance to get to know one another a little bit better. Just a little bit about myself. I'm a history professor here. I've been here since 2002. My specialty is American history, but especially 20th century American history. And then I narrow my focus a little bit further than that, and I specialize in the women Air Force service pilots from World War II. That's some of the banners you see behind me are old World War II era banners. The design, anyway, they were done in the 90s by one of these women pilots with the U.S. Army Air Force's banner. And then this is Fifinella, who was the mascot of the women Air Force service pilots from World War II. She was designed by Roald Dahl, who wrote Charlie and the Chocolate Factory and James and the Giant Peach and that kind of thing. He also wrote about gremlins, and Fifinella is a female gremlin. So this semester we're going to do a number of things. Our course this semester is kind of different. It's called a hybrid course, which means it's partly online, partly in person. We're going to have it mostly online this semester just because of the realities that we're facing with COVID-19. And I know a lot of people are facing challenges of their own at home as well. So we're going to try to make this as painless as possible when it comes to technology and those types of challenges. We're going to stay home or doing the course online at least through the midterm. And then about halfway through the class, we'll be able to make some adjustments if we need to and meet in small groups. I'm going to divide you into different sections. You'll all be together and studying the class together, but I'll put you in different groups. And then when we do come to campus, if we do, the groups will come on different days. So there's only about 25 or 30 of you coming at a time. And I think, as I said in one of my earlier emails to you before the semester started, that if you choose to stay completely online for need or whatever, that's okay. We'll make that work, absolutely. So we're going to be doing a lot of our work just strictly online, asynchronously, which means you're working on it on your own. You'll get a lot of feedback from me. But then we will have some synchronous sessions because I like teaching in person. I like having a chance to see my students and get to know you a little bit. So we'll have some discussion sections, but again, I'll have you in these smaller groups. So when we Zoom or whatever technology we end up using, we'll have smaller groups and kind of get to know each other a little bit better with those cohorts. We will have 2 graduate assistants this semester, Paola Alonso and Andrea McKinney. And I'll have them each introduce themselves to you in a discussion board. And I'm going to split you all up as a class. We've got over 100 of you, so I'm going to split you up. So you will have one GA that will be your primary contact for the semester, and you'll know who to go to first. You can always come to me if you have questions or concerns, but the GAs will be helping me with grading the discussion boards and things like that, although I'll slip in and out and be looking at all of the work and commenting as well. The type of work we're going to do, I want to go ahead, I'm going to share my screen with you. Usually the first day of the semester, I go through the syllabus and give you a chance to ask questions. Since I'm doing it virtually like this, I'm going to just go over some of the highlights for you. And then we'll have a discussion board where you can introduce yourselves and ask any questions, either of me or of the class or any concerns that you might have. And we'll go forward. So let me go ahead and share my screen with the syllabus. And I promise not to go on too long about this because you guys can all read. But this is just the standard syllabus. This has my email on it on here, klandeck@tw.edu. Note there are 2 D's in here, so if you only put one, you're going to miss me. So this is really the best way to reach me. I'm going to be working from home much of the semester. I'll be in my office sometimes, but not as much. This also has Paola and Andrea's emails and their office hours. My office hours, I'm going to see what you guys need and when you need me. Most of the time, if you want to just email me, then we can set a time to talk on the phone or to email Zoom or something like that if we're still virtual or if I'm going to be on campus. I emailed you about this already, about the textbook. We're going to use Eric Foner's book, Give Me Liberty, right, which looks like this. And we're using the Siegel edition, which is just a little shorter and less expensive. This is the 6th edition. And you want to make sure that you're getting volume 2. Volume 2 starts with Reconstruction. It starts with the second half after the Civil War and goes all the way through to the 2016 election. So this is the copy of the book. Some of you have emailed me and asked if you could have the 5th edition or even the 4th edition. Some of the content is going to be different. This is a bit of a change. If you end up with a 5th edition, that's okay. I think the advantage of doing this, and I put the link in here for you straight to the Norton website. Norton is the publisher of the book. And if you buy it through them, you get a code and you get you can buy the ebook, which is nice, and it's only $30. But then you also get have this great advantage where you get access to all their online tutorials, to author videos, to different images and study guides and outlines of the chapters and things like that. So I think it's really it's an advantage to just go ahead and get it from there. And this is the only book we're going to have this semester. I often use others, and I will recommend a lot of books for you this semester. But we will also be watching the crash course videos on American history. They're, 12 to 15 minutes long or so, and they're a real nice summarization of the content for each time period. I also like to use a lot of documentary films. I think they can really help us focus. Some of them are really well made. Most of them are PBS films, but that's a type of thing. And it just really gives a chance to talk about things that we might not otherwise have been able to talk about in class. So you'll be watching those films. And this syllabus, one of the notes at the top of this is that there are a few films in here that I've used in the past that I really like, but that are no longer streaming. So I'm going to have to change that out so you can stream those videos. Most can be found on Netflix or even YouTube. We have a database here on campus called Canopy that many of these films are available on. We also have Amazon has a lot of these films, and students get Amazon Prime for free for a semester, I think. So that's another option. Basic stuff here, if you're going to use Canvas, which is our learning management system that we're going to go through, go in and make sure that you've edited your contact information on that. Make sure that you've got your twu.edu email, and I think you can forward that to your personal email if you prefer that. But emailing and using that twu.edu email address is really going to be best for you. I've got resources for success on here because we are doing so much online and including some video work. But I think a computer would really be best for you if you can get a laptop or a Chromebook or something like that. I think that will make life a little easier for you. If you just have a phone, a smartphone, I think that's okay. I think it will be a little more challenging, but we can make that work if we need to. The internet is obviously a big deal. Connectivity is a big deal. I know my internet went out last week for 3 days. It was a very exciting time as I was trying to get this class online for us. So I get that this happens and we have these challenges. So just keep in touch about that if you can. Much of our campus at TW is hot. I've heard a rumor the parking garage is a hot spot. I know that the Denton Public Libraries have expanded their signals so that you can sit in their parking lot and do a hotspot. Just with all our normal backup spaces, it's all become a bit of a challenge. The library obviously is hot as well, but you have to check the hours there. So keep in touch. I know these are challenges, but let's do our best. Again, the course description and goals, we really do study and get as close to the present as we can from Reconstruction forward. And again, those documentary films are going to help us do that. Just some basic things. This is a core class. Discussions of assignments, for sure. Excuse me. I couldn't figure out how to pause the video, so we're just going to leave that in. I hope you don't laugh too hard at me about it. So, the guiding principles for the class is keep up with your work as best you can. And when we do have our Zoom sessions and our little meetings together, come to class prepared. You want to have your work done before you come, before we have our discussions about different topics. So be prepared. Keep in touch if something happens and you absolutely can't be online with us, or if you get sick or something like that, or someone in your household gets sick, be in touch. That's the biggest thing. Again, we're going to watch a lot of films. This is the part I always skipped ahead to when I was a student, is how we are going to be graded. The reality is you've got a number of different assignments. You may notice something that's missing. We're not doing a midterm or final exam. I spent all summer reading about, how to watch students and make sure they don't cheat and blah, blah, blah. It's like, you know what, I think you guys are going to do enough work over this course of the semester. We don't need a big exam. So keep up with your work this semester. I mean, that's the key, is you're not going to have a big 100-point exam. You can see we've got a number of small stake assignments all throughout the semester, but you all know that those add up. So you've got to get every point that you can. We're going to have 400 points total possible. The first thing we're going to do is a map quiz, and it's a map of the United States. And I'll have instructions for you on that, but it's just the states. I just want to know that you know where the states are in this country, whether you're an international student or you were born in Denton. You need to know where the states are if you're going to live in the United States. So that's the biggest one. Then we'll do a citizenship assignment. This one's kind of fun. Students have enjoyed this. I'll have it for you soon. You're going to take the citizenship exam, the American citizenship exam, and then you're going to give part of it, 10 questions of it, to 3 different people, and just reflect and analyze how people did and why you think they did that way. And then we'll talk about citizenship and whether we think these are fair or not fair, or what we should know. So we'll have a real good discussion about that as well. But it's a good assignment. My students have often really enjoyed that assignment. Public history. So this is one of my specialties, is public history, and this idea of not just book history or textbooks or things like that, but the history that you see in museums and that you see in the documentary films and in podcasts and things like that. And this idea of how we communicate history to the public. In the past, I've had students go and visit museums and go and visit monuments, which of course are part of public history as well. But with the pandemic, obviously we can't do that. So what I did with my students last spring was we looked at some online public history. We looked at some different museum exhibits and things like this that were online and analyzed those. And it was a lot of fun. It actually turned out really well. So we'll be doing that again this semester. Then the rest of these points are all small things that are going to add up to big sections. Film assignments, you're going to watch 9 films over the course of the semester, and then you'll have just a little 5-point quiz after each film. We may incorporate some of the fill content in some of our discussion content. Then you'll see these module reflections. We're going to have 15 modules over the course of the semester, and at the end of each module, you will have a reflection where you'll talk about the big questions of the topic. I'll give you guidance. It's not just a, gee, I hate Reconstruction or whatever kind of thing. It's more guided than that, and that'll be a chance for you to include your thoughts on your readings and the films that you watched and things like that. So we'll have those, and those will be worth 10 points each. But you can see that's a big chunk of your grade once you add them all up. And the discussion and participation grades is going to be worth 15 points, and that's going to be discussion boards, or maybe I'll get Flipgrid working and we'll do little Flipgrids or something like that, and we'll do those throughout the semester as well, for about 5 points each. So it all adds up to 400 points total. Again, you can see no one assignment is worth 100 points or anything like that. It's just lots of little things. None of them are busy work. I don't believe in busy work. It drives me crazy as a human to have busy work. I don't want to waste your time or my time. So each of these assignments, I think, will be thoughtful, will help you learn the content, will help you think about the content and understand it a little better, and think more historically by the end, and hopefully be able to write and think widely. Now, the rest of the syllabus is just pretty simple. These university policy statements, if you're on campus, wear a mask. And always do. Disability support policy. If you have a disability of some sort, whether it's carpal tunnel syndrome or whatever, contact the Disability Support Services office. They're real nice people, and they'll help set up some accommodations for you. Title IX, there's new rules about Title IX, so if you are pregnant or have other issues with pregnancy, and needs some accommodation of some sort, let me know. I think we're a little different because it's an online class, but we'll work on that. Academic integrity. This is the hardest thing as I shift to an online reality, is this academic integrity and the need to just trust you, to be honest and to really do your work for yourself. You're paying for this class. You're here, on purpose. You don't have to be here. And so if you cheat, you're just cheating yourself. There's no sense to it. It's better to be proud of the C you earned than walk around with an A you stole. And I firmly believe that. So we're gonna be have integrity. We're gonna be principled and not cheat throughout the semester. Turn it in. Some of your work will use Turnitin. Attendance. You need to participate and you need to be doing your work. You need to communicate. Just be in touch. Okay. So the Canvas is going to be where most of our work is, and we could talk about that more if you need to. But I wanted to give you kind of a traditional syllabus so you could see where we're going. I'm going to be opening the modules 1 week at a time, maybe sometimes 2 weeks at a time, but mostly just 1 week at a time to keep us all kind of on the same pace. We'll have discussion sections. We'll have both written online and then in Zooming. I want us all to be on the same page. So we're not going to get ahead in that. You can always read ahead. You're going to read the whole textbook over the course of the semester. So if you want to get ahead, you can get online and use that website from Norton and get the outlines, and you can do your reading and get ahead in that way if you're worried about things stacking up. But this gives you just kind of a layout of where we're going to be, what we're going to do. We're going to do introductory work this week, and then starting next week we'll begin with Reconstruction and talk about Reconstruction. And we're going to studied the past, but we're also going to bring it forward to see what pieces of Reconstruction are we still living with? Where are these ideas connecting? And you're going to do the crash course video, and you're going to do your own reading and different assignments. And then I'm going to do kind of a little micro lecture, something not too long, to kind of highlight maybe a few different micro lectures to highlight some of the important points of Reconstruction that I think you need to know about. So we'll go from that. We'll kind of follow that pattern throughout the semester with these different topics. But you can kind of see where we're going with all of these. Some of the different films, the big assignments, and again, this is all going to live on Canvas as well. But I just wanted you to see, have a chance to see kind of the basic pattern of what we'll have this semester. And again, we're going to try. Your textbook goes all the way through the 2016 election, so we're going to try to get there. You know, obviously the 2020 election will be passed by the time we finish the course, so we'll have lots to talk about. If we're going to go to the present, we got to go to the present. One of the standard rules, obviously, that we're going to have in this class is that we are going to respect one another and be respectful of each other's ideas. We all come from different places. We all come from different backgrounds and stories. You know, I'm a middle-aged white woman, but you know, grew up okay, but you know, poor by some standards, but made it. You know, and that's shaped me and my ideas and who I am. And I know everybody has a different life experience, and that's one of the great advantages of, I think, our university in particular is we've got such a great variety of people who've had such a variety of experiences, not just racial diversity, but financial, socioeconomic diversity and age diversity. You know, we have some of you are 18, some of you are maybe in your 40s or 50s and coming back to school. Some of you might have kids, some of you might not. So it's just a chance to really learn from one another in a space that we can exchange ideas and learn about the past and think about the future together. So respect will be one thing. Election years are always kind of hard, but my goal is to stay politically neutral, so we can be in a safe space for everybody. So, but I'm happy to have you this semester, and definitely want you to keep in touch. Let me know what questions you might have, and I will. Oh, this is my kitten. This is Possum. You want to say hi, Possum? Yeah. We rescued her in the spring. She's our pandemic kitten. We rescued her, and 3 of her siblings, we bottle fed them this spring. So it's fun to have them get big and be healthy. So so anyway, keep in touch and let me know what questions you have or what else you want to know about the course, or anything else. So thanks so much, and we'll have a good time this semester getting through all of this. Okay, and I have to figure out how to shut this off. Not being too awkward. Oh yeah, good. Let's stop the screen share. There we go. I got this figured out, right? And my code word for my mantra for the semester is grace. I will offer you grace, and I hope you will offer me grace as we work through all these challenges together. Okay, have a good one. Thanks. Bye.